Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Viewer discretion is advised.
Was not accidental.
Police in Newport News, Virginia.
This shooting was not accidental.
Police in Newport News, Virginia, for the first time are explaining what happened inside this school where they say a 6-year-old shot a teacher with a 9mm handgun Friday.
I believe that Miss Zorner, Abigail, that she saved lives on Friday.
The chief, emotional as he shared what he says 25-year-old teacher Abby Werner said from her hospital bed about the moment a student approached her during a lesson with no warning and pointed a gun at her. She says she raised her hand in a defensive motion and the boy pulled the trigger, sending a bullet through her hand and into her upper chest. Police say another staffer quickly subdued the boy while Werner sprang into action to help the rest of her class get to safety.
Mrs. Werner was the last person to leave that class, and then she stopped. She turned around. She turned around to make sure that every one of those students was safe.
Only then did she get help for her wounds.
That's not surprising, but it is heroic.
Investigators say the gun was legally purchased by the boy's mother and was brought to school in a backpack, but it's unclear how he got a hold of it.
The chief says it's also unclear if the parents could face charges. The investigation continues. The teacher, meanwhile, is in stable condition.
Shalom, beloved brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike. Welcome. This is your humble servant, Big Levi, and today is Shabbatai, January 21st, 2023, and it's currently 3:12 p.m. Eastern Time, pre-recorded. This is a following of the video that we released last night, which was Noga. We had recorded on Zedek, but we released it on Noga, and this one is recorded on Shabbatai. Should be released today though, but nonetheless, I had issue with this thing, and everything seems to be fine right now. This is a follow up of those videos, so we're going to finish and go through all those videos. Now, beloved, as you can see, as you just witnessed, a 6-year-old boy went over there and something happened. There was an argument before the day that he went to school, and he had shot the teacher, so to speak. A 6-year-old boy. All right. It is reported that this 6-year-old boy is a black boy. I'm not quite sure if this is true. Let us double check, but it has been said that the 6-year-old boy was a black kid. Okay, let me see if I can get this. Give me a second. All right. Okay. All right. Let's see. 6-year-old boy shot teacher. Okay, as a 6-year-old child who shot teacher has acute disability. Has acute disability, and the gun he used was secured, family said. Huh. Okay. Okay, is that the boy? No, that's a 9-year-old. No, that's another thing. But they, of course, they won't show the picture. Okay, so, but it is reported that the boy is black, so to speak. It could be. I'm not quite sure, but we'll give it the benefit of the doubt. We'll say that, yeah, this is black, so to speak, but I don't know. Now, as you can see, beloved, all sort of plagues are coming upon the Gentiles. All sort of plagues are coming upon the heathens. You know, they are getting shot. They are by a 6-year-old, man. You know what kind of spirit it will take a 6-year-old to take a gun and know what it is and aim it at the person and shoot this person. She was lucky that the bullet went through her hands, her right hand, I believe, and through her chest, so to speak, and she didn't die. And when you look at those stuff, beloved, and you question, you're like, okay, how would the 6-year-old boy know how to take a gun, okay, remove the safety, if this gun even had safety? If it was a revolver, they don't have safety. Have you ever shot a gun, brethren? If any of you, whether you were ex-police officer, law enforcement, or regular person that went to the quote-unquote to the shooting range, and you had to take a gun and you use it, do you know the recoil, the pushback from the gun? You know how powerful and hard that is to do? Do you know how hard it is to hit a target with a gun? It is extremely hard. All right. However, this 6-year-old boy was able to aim the gun successfully at the teacher and hit the teacher with it. Okay. I don't even think, let's say if it was a revolver, how this boy get access to this revolver to pull the trigger? Not every 6-year-old boy are able to pull the trigger on a revolver, because the triggers are hard, because they don't have any from what I know, revolver do not have any safety. Let's double check that. Well, last time I checked, they don't have any safety in it. Does revolver has safety? Oh boy. Does revolver has safety? Have safety. Okay, the short answer is no. You know what? Let me ask Google. Does revolver have safety?
According to the Writer's Guide to Weapons, the short answer is no. Revolvers do not have safeties in the same way some semi-automatic pistols do. There isn't a switch or other device to press before the revolver can be fired. Usually.
Yes, usually the trigger are very hard, brethren, okay? It's not something you can easily pull and then it's just fire. You have to put strength on it. How does this child, that is if it was a revolver, but let's say it was a pistol, okay? Pistol have revolver. Does pistol have revolver?
According to PBS, the ATF defines a pistol as any handgun that does not.
Okay. Does pistol have safety? Okay.
According to USnews.com, policy.
Does pistol have safety? I don't know why they keep putting 60, but I say safety. Well, anyway, safety. Yes, they do. Most pistols have safety features to prevent an accidental or negligent discharge. Okay, the pistols, they look like this. All right, this is a pistol, this is a revolver. All right, those are, they're talking about the caliber. Okay, these little things right here, those things, they are safety. How does this child know to take the safety off and to pull back the slider so the bullet can go up? Okay, if it was a pistol, how does okay, that's a Glock, it doesn't have any safety. Let's take a gun that have a safety. The Glock, the safety is on the trigger. Okay, it's not even a safety. You just put your stuff. I own a Glock. So anyway, yes, there you go. Now, how does a child, a 6-year-old child, Bridge, is that thing even recording? Is it? Yeah, it is recording. How does a child, a 6-year-old boy, know to take a gun if it was, quote unquote, a pistol, like we're looking like? It could be a Glock, it could be a Smith & Wesson, it could be anything. How does this child know to remove the safety, all right? Pull back the slider so the bullet that is in the chamber can go up and shoot and aim it and successfully shot this teacher? Or was it the slider already pulled back and the safety off? That's a dangerous thing to do when you are storing your gun. First of all, you don't store your gun with you do not store a pistol with bullet in the chamber, and then you pull back the slide ready to go, and then the safety is not on. You never do anything like that. How does this child know how to remove this? Most likely he would have seen it before. Most likely the mother, they make threat and use it all the time, or the father. I don't know if it's not that, but how does a child take a revolver and have the strength to pull the trigger on a revolver? And most 6-year-olds cannot pull the trigger on a revolver. They can't. It's too hard. Yet this child was able to do this. I don't know. It could be one of those easy gun and stuff, but I'm amazed. When it comes to things like that, beloved, protect yourself. Unfortunately, for the people that were asking for the Pentacle of Michael, aka the Olympic gold medal, they're not actually Olympic gold medal, Bridge, and it's just a nickname. We do not have any more. Okay, the next batch will be here on March, April. Okay, you got probably another month of waiting time. It will come up from us. Once we have them, we will let you know. But right now, we don't have any. We only have 3 rings left. We have certain people we sent for the rings are men's sizes, and they are pretty big. You don't need to put them in your ring. If you can, good, but as long as you got them with you, you're good. All right, I'll go to this again. But beloved, this is like unusual. And again, it's Esau's trouble, the Gentiles' tribulation. Let us keep on moving, let us keep on going, because this is frightening. All right.
These celebs all revealed shocking diagnoses.
It's really weird. I haven't talked about it at all.
In 2022, Billie Eilish talked to David Letterman about having Tourette syndrome.
When did this come on you?
I got diagnosed when I was 11, and I had small ones as a kid, I did that a lot.
The topic came up after Eilish jerked during their chat.
What's going on, to fly?
No, I'm ticking.
The lights.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Christina Applegate revealed she had multiple sclerosis in 2021 on social media. A few months ago, I was diagnosed with MS. It's been a strange journey, but I have been so supported by people that I know who also have this condition. It's been a tough road, but as we all know, the road keeps going. Multiple sclerosis is a neurological disease attacking the central nervous system. It can cause problems with leg and arm movements, vision, and balance. Christina's good friend Selma Blair is fighting MS too. During her reveal, Christina also said, as one of my friends that has MS said, we wake up and we take the indicated action, and that's what I do. So now, I ask for privacy as I go through this thing. At 10 years old, her powerful voice carried her to the America's Got Talent finals. But in 2022, Jackie Evanko revealed she battled anorexia.
It started with me wanting to lose, baby fat. I decreased calories and increased exercise. At one point, I was going days without eating.
In 2021, Jackie was in a car accident and broke her spine in 2 places.
The doctor had told me that the types of breaks I had were not normal.
We never think about a person in their early 20s as having osteoporosis. However, it can occur in people of all genders who have anorexia nervosa starting from a really young age.
I'm lucky because I'm younger, so I'm in a better position. So I can reverse it, but the key and the difference now is that I actually do really not want to live like this anymore.
Hey everyone, Justin here.
In 2022, Justin Bieber shared he had Ramsay Hunt syndrome.
As you can see, this eye is not blinking. I can't smile on this side of my face.
Now, beloved, there is one thing I need to point out here, okay? Give me a second first. When you look at those celebrities, like the Justin Biebers and the others, you see all the disease that they have, it's something that have to do with their nerve. Okay? He cannot. I had this thing before. Well, I didn't have what he had. I had Bell palsy. If some of you know about my Bell palsy, I have video of that. I can seems to find a video. Do I have it? Let me double check. All right, there you go. I think I had it. That was back in 2017.
Trying to smile. Can't even laugh, man. I can't even laugh. Can't close my eyes and.
Yeah, I can't do anything with my eyes.
Trying to smile. I can't. My right side, it's it's paralyzed.
Okay, so I couldn't do those things because I had Bell palsy. Okay, it was an incident that happened, and I thought I had a stroke. And then again, like I said, I made my peace. I thought I was going to die, and I made my peace, and I pray. A huge load came off my shoulder. And I made peace. I made my prayers. I said that prayer, and then I was ready to go because I thought I had a stroke and I thought I was not going to survive. And apparently what I had was Bell palsy. I never heard of this thing, and come to find out it was Bell palsy. And I think it did a permanent effect on me. It's not that visible, but there's a permanent effect the Bell palsy did on me. There is still my right side of my face is not. It didn't affected my side, my handle, but my face is not fully recovered from this. So the nerve was, I would say, like it has like 2 or 3% damage in it. Okay, I'm 97% recovered, but that's no big deal. The point what I'm making here with this fellow, Justin Bieber, when you look at him, he had something with his nerve. These diseases that he have, it's something that, I don't know, something very rare that he has, okay? And when you look at Billie Eilish, she has Tourette syndrome, another rare disease that have to do with nerve, okay? When you look at this woman right there, both of them, they have something to do with nerve. And then her has something in her bone to do with nerve. Justin Bieber, her nerve. What is this? Celine Dion again have the stiff person syndrome. Let's listen to that. Okay, let's listen.
It happens in about 5 out of 100,000 people. It's not as common for this to happen in young people like Mr. Bieber. However, when I was looking at his video, I noticed that his face had a little bit of movement on the affected side, which is a good sign. But I certainly think that seeing him on stage again is a definite possibility.
I love you guys. Peace.
Okay.
Also in 2022, Celine Dion shared devastating news.
As you know, I've always been an open book. And I wasn't ready to say anything before. But I'm ready now. Recently, I've been diagnosed with a very rare neurological disorder called stiff person syndrome.
The stiff person syndrome, a very rare neurological nerve, okay? It has to do with nerve, all right?
Which affects something like
in our brain,
1 in a million people.
Patients with stiff person syndrome experience rigid mobility and spasms. It is progressive, meaning it gets worse over time. There is no known cure.
What happens in stiff person syndrome is that the muscles stay closed. It's like a zipper that's stuck where you can't really relax, and that creates problems with functioning, because imagine if your muscles are always in a state of contraction.
Unfortunately, these spasms affect every aspect of my daily life.
Okay, Celine Dion, and who else was that fellow? I don't know his name, but when you look at all of them, it has something to do with the nerve. Like it's a neurological issue. Their, so to speak, their muscles, their body do not have the control, the regular control they used to have. Okay, let me tell you why those people have these things. That has nothing to do with medical nonsense. Well, it's this rare disease and stuff. All those people are sick because the blessing is done. And they were living under massive amount of stress. You see, being a celebrity or rapper or whatever, celebrity have a very bad connotation on it. But let's define the word celebrity, because Samuel, hang on. Define celebrity.
Here's the definition of celebrity: a famous person.
All right, so it's I have the Oxford dictionary behind me, but I'm not gonna go ahead in it. When there's a celebrity, they put Will Smith. This is not a good thing, for a person. Okay, celebrity is a condition of fame and broad public recognition of a person or group as a result of the attention given to them by the mass media. That's not what a celebrity is. That's a very well, I'll take this one. The state of being well known, the prestige and celebrity go. This is better. The stage of being well known, like you are well known. Okay, there are professional bakers that are in my hood. They are celebrities. They are well known. Not you don't even know those people, but they are well known around. You heard story of them and you heard how they do stuff. They are well known. That doesn't mean they are celebrities by mass media. This is garbage. Put Lil Wayne in there, Will Smith, the slap and all that nonsense. That's not what that is. Okay, a celebrity is actually a good thing when you're well known. Our ancestors, the apostles, our big brother, the Samuel, the George, Deborah, the George, okay, aka Big Barda, they were all Big Barda DC. Okay,
7 feet tall. According to Sideshow Collectibles, as mentioned before, Big Barda is 7 feet tall, which makes her the tallest female superhero who does not have the ability to alter her size to gigantic proportions on command.
Okay, well, whatever. So, Big Barda, okay, aka Deborah, the Judge, okay, she was a celebrity. She was well known. Okay, this is actually how they used to, dress. She had a one in her hand. This is the picture I like. The one and Mr. Miracle, all of them as the one, and they refer to that, and she has magical power and all that. They were known as a celebrity. Now, when you watch those celebrities, hang on, let me see. They say she, Shrinking Violet, DC. Okay, Shrinking Violet. Okay, Shrinking Violet is actually, well, no, Shrinking Violet is actually very small. She's so small, she can take the size of an ant. There's a story of a sister that could do this back then. But I think I'm looking for Colossal Boy. There you go. Okay, Colossal Boy. All those things, they get it from our people. And Pharaoh Lad, he is actually a shrinking giant. He's a giant that can shrink to human size. He's not actually a human that can grow to giant. He's actually a literal giant that can shrink to human size. Let me see. This is him as tall as a building. And then he holds Supergirl and he could shrink down. That's Colossal Boy. There we go. There's a better picture. Colossal Boy was just a giant, but he can shrink to a human size. So those people were known as celebrities, well-known people. Okay, those stories are real. They go, all the books that we study, anything like that. But anyway, when you have all those celebrities coming out there, they have nerve issue. That has nothing to do with the disease that they have. It means like the blessing is done, they are ready to go. They put this facade out there. When they are no more, people will say, oh, you remember that rare disease that fellow had concerning his face, and then his face could not do it. They'll be like, oh, Bell palsy? No, it's rarer than that. Remember Celine Dion had that stuff, their nerve could not move. What was it? Like some kind of epilepsy, which is very common? No, it was stiff person syndrome. Very rare. So when they are no more, they will say, this is the thing that took them. But that's not what that is. You see, those people have done stuff that I don't like to talk about those things because that's private stuff. That's what they do. They sign certain things with certain entity for certain stuff, and then there's a certain limit that are coming with those things. And when the time is up, you need to go, man. But you gotta come up and say something. You gotta come up and set the stage. All right? Why is it nerve, Bridget? The stuff that happened to me, the Bell palsy, I was under a lot of stress. And a lot of things happened to me physically when I was working in North Dakota in the oil field. We got a brother Jerry over there. He can tell you working in North Dakota in the oil field is no joke. Anybody that been there and working this type of field is no joke. All right? Those people, all right, this fellow and this woman right here, let me get her right quick. Amy Winehouse. There you go. Okay, she died in 2010 or 2009, 25 years old, right? 2011. She died in 2011. All right. And she was only 25 or 27 years old. 1983, all right, 1983 to 2011. 1983 minus 2011.
1983 minus 2011 is minus 28.
She was 28 years old. Okay, she died. What was the cause of death? What was the cause of death of Amy Winehouse?
According to Mayo Clinic, a disturbance in behavior or mental function during or after alcohol consumption.
All right. So, the reason, alcohol poisoning, drugs and all that, it's because those people are under a lot of freaking stress, brethren. They realize once they've done this deed, once they agree to whatever they had agreed, when they realize that the deal is done. They can't go to sleep because those things don't let them go to sleep. The other guys, we refer, the other fellow, they don't let them go to sleep. They don't let them enjoy anything because that's how they get the payment. When you make a quote unquote, a pact with a certain entities, we'll say certain intelligences that you shouldn't. We already told the nation you make no such thing, whether it's with angels or demon or positive intelligence or negative intelligence. You do not make anything with them, and you do not join unto people that have things like that have deals they made with entities, because they will influence you just like I influence a lot of people, through my channel, through the things that we do. If I have anything like that in me, it will fail on you. So the amount of stress those people are dealing, okay, sleeping and they see things attacking them, people chasing them in their dreams, those things coming in their bed and then do stuff to them. They cannot have friends. They always paranoid. Everywhere they go, they can't leave like that, and then certain disease will happen to them. They will have nerve problem, just like our people. We suffer from PTSD. Most of our people don't know how to act. We don't know how to act. We love our enemy above all. We love our enemy more than we love ourselves. And I'm not talking about we love brothers and sisters. I'm talking about our real self, like self-love. Like one person supposed to love yourself. You're supposed to have the best relationship with yourself than anybody else. your best relationship, you're supposed to love yourself above. Well, if you love the Most High, then you love yourself above all. If you have a good relationship with yourself, you have a good relationship with quote unquote money, love, life, friend, and stuff. You good with yourself, and then whoever's coming in your life, you don't need to suck up and have good relationship with this person. That's just addition. That's just good. You know, you need to have a good relationship with yourself by knowing yourself. That's what the Mighty One told you, to study thyself. If you know yourself, you know me. Most people don't know who they are. That's why they don't know the Mighty One. They don't know the heaven. And all those people, once they done these things, once they sign and they realize they effed up. That's what happened to the Gentiles. When they sign Genesis 15 verse 13, they realize that, oh, hish, we're done. We have like 400 years, which is literally an hour of blessing of the 1,000 that they're going to enjoy for the rest, forever. And they realize, like, wow. Can you imagine, brethren? You sold everything, your soul and everything in your house to live 1 hour in a day when you could actually live 1,000 years. You live for 1 hour, and 1 hour, and that 1 hour, you're going to have to go and do everything. You're going to have to go out there, have some fun, get a job, and then travel and do everything, enjoy everything in 1 hour. And then after you sign, you realize, damn, I gave up 1 hour for 1,000 years. All I have to enjoy is like that little 1 hour. After 60 minutes, I'm done, because 1 hour of the, of the impious age. Okay, let's define this word: impious, not empire. Impious. Okay, this thing, it's impious.
250 years,
Define
according to the
impious.
National Desk.
No.
Here's the definition
What's
of
the
empire:
antonym of
an extensive group of
pious?
states or countries. Impious, irreligious. According to testbook.com, the antonyms of the word pious are impious, irreligious, ungodly.
Okay, impious age, all right, the ungodly age, 400 years of ungodly thing. You realize that you gave up 400 years for like literally infinite, for immortality. You're gonna have nerve problem, man. Okay, they are setting up those people once they drop No More, and people will say, oh yeah, I remember Justin Bieber. He couldn't build that dam in Canada, and then he come over here and drop dead. That's what happened. The stuff, he had that thing in his face and that rare disease, and that's what people will say. But that's not what that is, man. The blessing is done, and this thing is happening to those people because one. Genesis 15 verse 13 say this, and he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. Indeed, those people are afflicted us for 400 years. Whether you want to believe 1619, 2019, 1618, 2018, 1617, 2017, the 400 years is gone and is done. As you can see, you never seen anything like this. All right, we're gonna stop this. You never seen a bunch of celebrity coming out there and say, we sick. None of them. You never seen this. Back then, you can see they come out there, oh, well, we made $1 million. Oh, this artist sell 2 million copies. This artist went platinum. This artist went diamond. How many artists that go diamond? Not that much, though. Let me see. What does that mean when an artist go diamond? It's like 10 million view, right?
According to Forbes, diamond certifications, awarded to those works that have shifted at least 10 million equivalent copies between pure sales and streaming, are reserved for the biggest and most successful albums and songs, while more than one of these rare plaques means an artist is truly a legend.
What are the artists that ever went diamond? Okay.
Here's a summary from Cape Town Diamond Museum. Top 10 artists who received diamond status for their songs. Uptown Funk featuring Poker Face and Bad Romance by Lady Gaga. Cruise by Florida Georgia Line. Thrift Shop by Macklemore and Ryan Lewis. Dark Horse and Firework by Katy Perry, and more.
Okay, well, Not Afraid by Eminem, Baby by Justin Bieber, Elton John and stuff. Those are fluff, okay? Those are nothing but fluff. All right? Those are fluff. All right, Lady Gaga, those are a bunch of fluff. I'll explain to you why they are fluff. Okay, fluff. Cruise by Florida Georgia Line fluff. Thrift store fluff. Dark Horse fluff. I'm not afraid fluff. Justin Bieber baby fluff. Candle in the Wind by Elton John. Yeah, that could be good. That could be, because that was way back, but still a fluff. Call Me fluff. Radioactive by Imagine Dragon fluff. Okay, let's see. All of them are fluff. The only person that was able to do this was none other than Michael Jackson. Okay, all the black artists. See, when they have people like I don't like to do these things since we're a celebrity. When we have people like Justin Bieber, okay, like this kid right here, all right, this guy had no talent, none of that. I don't hate on it and stuff. It's just the truth. He had no talent, nothing. When Justin Bieber came out, like 2010 on the internet, when YouTube was just a thing. But anyway, what the label do, I have my music, I hang out with a bunch of people like this. This is what they do, brethren. When one of those artists going to release an album, especially like a guy like Elton John back when they didn't have when they did not have streaming, the label that he's signing himself, on the day that they released the album, the label purchased 100,000 copy from the artists themselves. They purchase that, and then the RRA or whatever that is control of this, they will see they will literally genuinely, brethren, okay, purchase 100,000 copy. And then now you have people, regular people like you and me and other folks that went to the music store trying to buy, music, and then they usually, people buy things that are popular. They buy things that are in the top chart. When you sell 100,000 copy in 1 hour or less than 10 minutes, your stuff going to skyrocket to the top 10, and people will walk up and say, so what's popular now? And then they look at the top 10, they say, oh, there is like Elton John, they already sold over 100,000 copy, and then people are like, wow, I gotta get this. So more people are getting that. So 100,000 to 2, 3, 4, 5. Sometimes they buy 500,000. Sometimes they spend $1 million. 2 million copies are sold, but it is not 2 million copy, 2 million people. They just spent $2 million. Okay, they buy their way in, and a bunch of people say, oh, he's in the top 10 and stuff. And then people start to say, man, did you hear about that? This album, they already sold 2 million and stuff. Now, DMX was able to do this. Okay, those guys were able to do this without marketing. All right. But like guys like Elton John and all those people you never heard of, all those people, you like, who the hell are those people? They all are, except for Bruno Mars. He kind of make it in that way. But tell you the truth, most of their stuff are fluff. It's just things that, you know what? Let me try to define the word fluff. Define fluff.
Here's the definition of fluff: soft fibers from fabrics such as wool or cotton which accumulate in small light clumps.
All right, well, that's not what the one that I need. So the one that is entertainment or writing perceived as trivial or superficial. The movie is a piece of typical Hollywood fluff. Okay, it's trivial, all right? Trivial. A little value or importance, insignificant, unimportant, inconsequential, minor. They are fluff. Those people can't do those things, man. They are fluff. They just fluff things up, and then they put them out there. They spend a bunch of money and make them look big. But people talk about big things when they heard big things, not because these small things become big. That's not what that is. It never happened like this. But anyway, those celebrities are doing, those people are doing that thing because the blessing is done. They're under a lot of stress, and they are about to be no more. So they are setting up a stage to say, when they are not here, people will say, oh, well, they die because of this, where this is. But that's not what that is. They die because the blessing is over. Let us keep on moving, okay? All right. Oh, it's gonna take some time. There you go.
Oh, we got it.
Suspect Brian Kohberger allegedly dumped trash into the garbage cans of his parents' neighbors as he hid evidence linking him to the 4 Idaho student murders. FBI agents watching his parents' home in Pennsylvania reportedly saw Kohberger wearing surgical gloves and go house to house at 4 a.m. with garbage bags.
The agents immediately go retrieve the trash, and it's a good thing they did, because they found in that trash discarded items that match back to the sheath that was left beside one of the dead victims on the bed.
Chilling new details are emerging about the morning after the murders. Prosecutors say he actually returned to the murder scene at 9:12 a.m. that morning and stayed in the area for 14 minutes.
We know, based on this affidavit, a knife sheath was left in the home. Was this the murderer returning, wanting to try to somehow collect what he forgot at the scene? Or, as we know in our experience, sometimes murderers go back to the scene just to see what's happening.
We're also learning more about what Kohberger did later that day. Cell phone records show that roughly 8.5 hours after the murders, Kohberger drove an hour from his home to the small town of Clarkston, Washington. He drove past a drive-through coffee stand and then went shopping at an Albertsons grocery store. The next day, he drove 100 miles to Johnson, Idaho, an isolated area of the state. Why remains a mystery.
I don't know what, if anything, we'll find there except possibly the murder weapon.
Legal experts say the evidence in the case seems to be overwhelming.
You have a very powerful piece of DNA evidence from the scene linked back to him.
We also have all of the surveillance video, all of the cell phone records.
So what could his defense possibly be? Famed defense attorney Mark Garrigo says it may not be the slam dunk everyone thinks it is.
The defense is going to bring up the fact that his phone was not in the area and did not ping during the time of the crimes, number one. Number two, that the FBI changed their story on the Elantra as to what year the model was. And number three, that so far the DNA is not admissible, what they put in the probable cause affidavit.
I spoke with the father of murder victim, Kaylee Gonsalves.
So if he were to try to strike a plea deal to save his life and avoid the death penalty, how would you feel about that?
I'd be against it and I would fight it, but I still have other parents that I have to work with.
This is a process where the family is prepared for, they're ready for the long haul, and we'll all get through it.
More questions are being raised today about surviving roommate Dylan Mortensen. She came face to face with the masked intruder and didn't call 911 for 8 hours. Police quote her as saying she was in a state of frozen shock.
But anyway, the point is here, brethren, it's the Gentiles are doing all those things, killing people, dismember them, cutting their head off, stabbing them, and doing all those horrible things, and they have no answer. They got this dude, they don't even know if he did it. Did he do it? I don't know. Where's that son of a bitch? Where are you? Oh boy, where's this? There we go. Yes, he's right here. Right there. Now, look at this guy's face, man. For some reason, I don't know if it's me, certain people, you can just look at them, you're like, yo, you did it, or you have some demon on you. This isn't, let me enlarge this. This isn't normal. Look at the guy's eyes. Okay? Look at him. If in the future they find him innocent, well, I'll be the fool, I'll be the laughing stock. But you can look at this guy's face, it's like, yo, something is wrong with this guy. Look at under his eyes. Those are not regular black spot. Look at this. Look at this C right here. Look at this dude. Because when he was doing this thing, like the masters taught us, it will stick with you. It will stick in your face. You can see the way that the dude look. His eyes tell everything. You know? Crazy. He just did this. Why? That's the thing. But why would you go ahead and do this to those kids, man? Like, what do those people that he did this? There we go. Well, I want to see all of them at once. What was it? Oops. Oh, I think I got the end right here. Is that what that is? Oops. There we go. This is most of them. Why would you do this? Why would you target it a bunch? She's the only one that survived. You targeted a bunch of them, 3 women, 2 men, that they didn't do anything to you. You just massacred them. Like, why? But we know it's a plague number 9. Is that what that is? Number 9, execution by the sword. You know, well, he didn't actually use a sword. He used, what was this thing that he used? He used a knife. But anyway, man, it's crazy. A lot of the things that are happening to those people, it's crazy, man. So let us keep on moving. But before that, let me see if we can get plague number 9. Number 5, destruction by earthquake. There's this fellow right here. Just upload this video. Okay, let's see. Okay, this was a F2 tornado that hit Italy. Okay, let's go to the damage. All right, this is the damage those things did, and they don't report that in the news, man. You have no idea what's going on in Italy. Okay, that's the damage. All right, in Italy. All right, that's a tornado. Oh wow, I thought it was an earthquake. Did I say earthquake? No, this is not plague number. What was it again? Number 5. It's number 10. Okay, thunder voices. All right, which is the weather. Okay, it is actually the thunder voices and the weather. Okay. All right. That's a tornado that did this, brethren, in Italy. And you never heard anything about that. The news didn't report it because it didn't happen to us, so they don't care. Let us keep on moving, brethren.
Shooting in Miami Gardens. 10 people rushed to the hospital when gunfire rings out during a music video shoot for rapper French Montana. A crowd.
Now, how many? Let's listen to how many people that were rushed to the hospital, and then what's the number of the local news that reported this, and what does these numbers mean to us?
Shooting in Miami Gardens. 10 people rushed to the hospital when gunfire rings out during a music video shoot for rapper French Montana. A crowd of people were outside the Licking restaurant when the gunfire broke out last night.
And we're
so 10 people on local news. 10. You already know who's in the mist, man. We are not making this up. And this thing happened like 12 days, 2 weeks ago. You know, those things happened 2 weeks ago. I'm just going back as far as I can. I don't even, if I go in my email right now, not even in my email, let me try YouTube. Okay. Give old girl something. Here we go. I love you and the kids. Heartbreaking final words of Winchester plane crash. Okay, this is a ley line. Let's take this and then let's take this ley line. Let's go on here. We haven't done a ley line in a while.
That small plane was only in the air for 30 minutes, but it's believed to have had engine problems that brought it down last night. The pilot and the passenger died. The plane took off from JFK Airport at 5, and about 25 minutes later, the pilot reported low oil pressure, and then the plane disappeared from radar minutes later. News 4's Linda Beccaro joining us from White Plains Airport tonight with the latest on this investigation. Linda.
And as we learn more about the final moments of this flight, there are more heartbreaking details. And recovery crews tonight continue working hard, combing for clues into the crash. As pilot Baruch Tao flew home to Cleveland from JFK last night, a sudden emergency. He brought friend Ben Chafetz, a mechanic who owned a repair shop called Masterworks, to New York for a funeral.
You heard that name? You don't need to type who they are, but we know who those people are. We know who they are. They were in a Bonanza, a Beechcraft Bonanza A36. Let me enlarge this. People think we are making those things up. A36. 3 + 6 = 9. And 19 MT, 1 + 9 = 10. 3 + 6 = 9. Destruction. 1 + 9 = 10. M. Michael T. in the mist. And who are those people? What did this thing that that is upon this fellow and this fellow head? I know it was the name of Yamako. Yamaka. We're not making this thing up, friend. You think we are making those things? I didn't even know about this news. We just find it. All right, let's listen to the name of those two guys. All right. Again, I'm not making this up. Let's listen to the name. All right. Oops, we got it right here. Listen it. All right. Is that thing even recording right now? Is it? All right, then it is recorded. Let's keep on moving. All right. Boy, with 49 minutes in there.
And then the plane disappeared from radar minutes later. News 4's Linda Beccaro joining us from White Plains Airport tonight with the latest on this investigation. Linda.
And as we learn more about the final moments of this flight, there are more heartbreaking details. And recovery crews tonight continue working hard, combing for clues into the crash. As pilot Baruch Tao flew home to Cleveland from JFK.
I assume this dude name is Baruch. Okay. All right. Baruch. No. Baruch Tai. What does the name Baruch means?
Blessed. According to thebump.com, meaning blessed, Baruch as a boy's name is pronounced Baruch. It is of Hebrew origin, and the meaning of Baruch is blessed.
Apparently, you people did not have that type of blessing. Where we were? Right here? Is that what that is? Oh, here we go. Baruch, bless. All right.
Last night, a sudden emergency. He brought friend Ben Chafetz, a mechanic who owned a repair shop called Masterworks, to New York for a funeral. A half hour into their flight, a distress call to air traffic control.
So, 180. Well, let's just go back here because there's so much in here. He brought his friend, Benjamin. Is that what that is? What's his name again? Let's listen because the name of Hesh is quite difficult.
From JFK last night, a sudden emergency. He brought friend Ben Chafetz, a mechanic.
Ben Chafetz. I think Benjamin Chafetz, Joseph, Japheth. Well, anyway, so we know that for those, both fellows are Hish. So that's what that is. And then you can see the little Yamako right here. Is that what that is? Show me a picture of a Yamaka. Yeah,
check out these pictures.
All right. So, and that's what that is. And anyway, so there's a proper name for them, but you know, they call them a keeper, right? But they call them keeper, but I call them Yamaka, okay? Because keeper I think it just mean head covering. That's what it means. But Yamako is probably the name of it. All right, let's listen to this.
Mechanic who owned a repair shop called Masterworks to New York for a funeral. A half hour into their flight, a distress call to air traffic control.
19 Mike Tango, understand you're losing.
A traffic distress. 19 Mike Tango, you can't make this up. You cannot make this up, brothers and sisters. You can try everything. You can't make this up. 19 Mike Tango. Get out of here, son. 1 + 9, 10. Michael, what does Michael do? Michael is tingling in the mist. Michael Tango, 19 Mike Tango. I understand you are losing oil pressure. Yes, you are losing. Yo, if you were not losing oil pressure, you were damn sure losing wine pressure. The Black Judge was ordered not to touch the oil nor the wine. You need one of us. ATC 19 Mike Tango. I understand you are losing wine pressure. Let's listen to this. I'm not making this up, Reggie. Okay, let me see when this thing came out. All right, 3 hours ago. Okay, it came out of today 3 hours ago. Okay, all right. So that's what that is, man. And this thing is no joke, son. This thing is no joke. It is real out there. Okay, let's listen to this.
Funeral. A half hour into their flight.
Okay, they were coming for a funeral. Okay. Boy, they had to that funeral, but anyway.
Continue working hard, combing for clues into the crash.
As pilot Baruch Taub flew home to Cleveland from JFK last night, a sudden emergency. He brought friend Ben Chafetz, a mechanic who owned a repair shop called Masterworks, to New York for a funeral. A half hour into their flight, a distress call to air traffic control.
19 Mike Tango, understand you're losing oil pressure?
Yes, we are losing oil pressure. This is an emergency. 19 Mike Tango.
Actually, 19 Mike Tango is a pilot code word, excuse me, for emergency. Is that what that is? Let's double check. 19 Mike Tango. Okay, well, that's not what that is. Digital market for senior citizen. No, that's not what I want. 1-9 Mike Tango. Okay, why they are? Why is that? Is that what that is? Tingling? Is that? I don't want to see no sausage thing going on here. Is that? I don't want to tangle another dude. Michael Tango. That's not. Tango. Tango. Is that what that is? Let's say tango. Let's try tango. YouTube always trying to get me stuff in there, man. 1-9 Mike Tango. There we go. There we go. That's what that is. What is this? What is why would they say tango? But it's tango. But tango. Somebody say something here. Tango Mike is an acronym that stands for threats, militarism, and money. It is used in the U.S. Army to describe three main forces that influence. Anyway, threat. Pilot. Oh, hey, there you go. We were looking for this stuff. All right, let's see their name here. Baruch. Okay, well, Baruch is actually another derivative of Baruch. Okay, Benjamin Shafef. Benjamin Shaf. The Shaf. It should have been Benjamin the Wheat. But anyway, pilot Baruch Tahub. Passenger Benjamin Shafeft killed in emergency landing near Westchester County Airport. Okay, all right then. So we got the proper name here. Okay, 836. Michael is all over the thing, man. So let's finish this stuff, brethren.
The plane also losing altitude, and within moments, a mayday.
Do you have engine power right now? Are you able to maintain altitude?
No, we can't.
Oh, the engine is overriding right.
That for American.
Mayday.
19 Mike Tango, you want to correct back to the left now for the runway at your 10 o'clock. Radar contact lost.
19 Mike Tango. The runway is at your 10 o'clock. Contact loss. You can't make this up, brothers. You can't make this up. You can't. 19 Mike Tango. The runaway is at your 10 o'clock, which means to your left. No, to your right. Is that what that is? No, to your left. Boy, Big Levi is terrible when it comes to those things. All right, let's see what's going on here. 10 o'clock direction. Okay, somehow you didn't.
Here's the definition of direction.
Okay.
A course along which someone or something moves.
Direction. There you go.
I can't find that place.
No, of course not. That's not what I asked. Look, what does that mean when you say 10 o'clock for direction?
According to Studio Binder, 10 to 4, I understood the message 20 location. As in, what's your 20? Copy, I heard and...
There you go. So
here are some pictures that match.
All right then. There we go. We were looking for the one that said 10 o'clock. See, when you, for instance, if you was well, no, of course, when you're looking at a clock, there are certain numbers that indicate stuff. So in the clock, there's four corner of the clock. Okay, there's the north, which was represented by the 12. Okay, the south 6, east 3, west 9. Is that what that is? Any military fellow in the midst, please correct me if I'm wrong. You know, Big Levi is not too good or too right up there. So that's what that is. So when you go, I'm assuming he was going north. Then they say the airport is at 10 o'clock, which is a little bit to the west side of him. Not 9 though, 10 o'clock. Is that what that is? Because I don't want to misinterpret this. But anyway, the number 10 here, 10 o'clock, and then contact loss. Okay, right after I say number 10, Michael in the mist, he lost contact. Great glory.
Oh, the engine is overriding right.
That for American.
Mayday.
19 Mike Tango, you want to correct back to the left now for the runway at your 10 o'clock. Radar contact lost.
The single-engine plane crashed into a heavily wooded area less than 2 miles short of Westchester County Airport, where he hoped to land. The area is surrounded by water. It took first responders hours to locate the plane, only finding its location after pinging the cell phones of the men on board. The Westchester County executive saying Ben sent a message for his wife.
I don't think any of us want to contemplate what it would be like to know that your life was about to end and you were going to speak to the people that you love the most and try to say something to them to summarize the life that you've had together. That is what last night was about.
At 5:20.
Okay, so then again, when it comes to them, it's just like, yo, it's very emotional and stuff. But wait, this dude was an actual Hebrew brethren. They will say, well, the crash was avoidable, but he was on his phone trying to text his wife stuff. We understand, try to be sentimental, but your life was in danger. You should have been paying more, attention to this. It's not like we're blaming this fellow because he's black, but we are saying that, people, when you're in an emergency like this, wait until you land so you can text. Don't text while you drive. Don't text while you're flying. Okay, but when it's them, it's just it's so emotional. His wife last moment and stuff and things like that, and stuff.
27, Ben texted, "I love you and the kids. We lost engines."
Let me read this. I love you and he texts this to his wife. Oh, okay, so they put that in there. Oh, okay. Because I was like, what kind of wife put your husband first and last name on your phone instead of husband or baby or something like that? But anyway, I love you and the kids. I am sorry for everything I have done. Rehilim. We lost engines. Call and have community say to Bilism. What does Rehilim mean? Anyway, we'll go ahead and then we'll try to translate. Boy, I had no plan to make this stuff. Let's keep on moving.
The plane went down at 5:28.
Wait, they didn't read the whole thing.
Love the most and try to say something to them to summarize the life that you've had together. That is what last night was about.
At 5:27, Ben texted, "I love you and the kids. We lost engines." The plane went down at 5:28. Eli Skorsky tells us his good friend Ben sent that message to his wife, but it mistakenly went to a community group text.
Wow. Wow. Okay, of course, when we look at this dude right there, and so he was in a hurry, tried to send it to his wife. That's why I was like, okay, why would a wife put this in there? Why would a wife put Ben Scheif? They put the name of the husband. It has to be to a group chat. I believe this is WhatsApp. You use WhatsApp. That's why Ish used to communicate with the people to a group chat, and then it then went to the wife.
T8. Eli Skorsky tells us his good friend Ben sent that message to his wife, but it mistakenly went to a community group text.
Where exactly it landed, I don't think it landed in the place where it was intended.
Rabbi Skorsky remembering Baruch and Ben as good-hearted members of the community.
Of course they are, of course. Nothing, we don't want to bring any skeleton in the closet. But anyway, one thing that you can see behind those people, they have their candle here. You can see got like a Levana candle and a Zedek candle. So they use stuff. They use our things, and our people won't use it because it's witchcraft. That's what that is. Got a candle over there, an image over here. Those are like evil stuff. I don't know what those things is, but I'm assuming because I don't know them. I'm afraid of them. They are the devil. So anyway, that's what our people do. Well, you're not our people anyway. Let's keep on moving.
Good friend Ben sent that message to his wife, but it mistakenly went to a community group text.
Where exactly it landed, I don't think it landed in the place where it was intended.
Rabbi Skorsky remembering Baruch and Ben as good-hearted members of the community.
Ben Hafetz was always doing for other people with a kind, gracious attitude. He took people into his home to live there, people who didn't have good situations. Just very gracious, good, kind people.
All right.
Well, the NTSB arriving.
Of course, this thing happened, and Channel 4, the 4 quarters, 4 plus 4, 8 new beginning, and it's all over, man. Now, we're not making this up. So this was just to prove to you that there are so much things going on. Let's go back to French Montana, and 10 people, got blasted and stuff like that. But nonetheless, we're done with this. Let's keep on moving. How long we are into this thing? Is that thing even recording right now? 1 hour. And then let's keep on moving. Yes.
We're told at some point there was a robbery, and that's when the violence began. We have live team coverage beginning with Local 10's Andrew Perez live at the scene in Miami Gardens. Andrew.
Witnesses hearing some 20 gunshots here, at least. High-powered weapons, too. Authorities are still trying to figure out why this happened. U.S. Marshals and ATF back on scene of a mass shooting with their dogs gathering evidence. Less than 24 hours earlier, there was a music video being filmed here. Around 100 people gathering, including famed rapper French Montana and Rob 49.
I had my back turned, and all of a sudden, ba 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 ba.
Moments later, people screaming, sirens blaring after bullets go flying across that set. The chaos unfolding behind the Licking in Miami Gardens along Northwest 27th Avenue. Wilmark Baez was in the middle of it all. Production staff rented out his lowrider to use in that video.
Everybody started running. I started looking for my kids, grabbed the kids, went to the front of the building for cover. Then I looked for my dogs.
He says he scrambled to get his kids, the youngest 6 years old. He had his 2 dogs there as well, and one of them ran off, is still missing right now.
When the gunshots rang, everybody was in cars. My dog, her instinct is run for cover. She ran into someone's car, person that I don't know.
I think French Montana's security blocked a lot of the gunshots that was supposed to be shooting at French Montana and Rob.
Witnesses and fire rescue telling us 10 people were shot and traumatically injured. Said Mogul, a Miami-based rapper, telling us at some point a participant was robbed of a Rolex and a cell phone, and he believes all of this escalated from there. There's been no indication whatsoever that French Montana was among the injured. All of this still under investigation.
Of course it is. Of course. The 2/3 is in the mist, and French Montana is not one of our people, okay? He's not. I've done my homework on him multiple times when I was doing other things on YouTube. So those are not our people. And that's what happened, man, Nonsense going on. 10 people got, blast, and Local 10. Can't make this up. Let's keep on moving. Oops.
Granddaughter, Ivy Marie.
Okay, let's keep on now. Excuse me. It felt like I did this before, but anyway, let's keep on moving.
We're now learning more about a woman. She was found dead along Alligator Alley on Wednesday. Her grandmother now speaking with Local 10, saying that she was a victim of human trafficking. Local 10's Roy Ramos is live in Deerfield Beach with an update on that story. Roy?
Christy, this grandmother does not deny that her granddaughter did have issues. She abused drugs. She was in and out of rehab. And when she was in that rehab program, it wasn't for long. But it wasn't always like that. And she believes more could have been done to save her.
Wouldn't that be a horrible way to find out that your granddaughter or daughter is dead? And it was Ivy.
All right. We're going to stop right here. This is plague number 1, sorrow for much need. Well, just so. Now, again, we keep going back and forth with the 1980s or the crack epidemics, so to speak. When things like that happen and they said, okay, she had drug addiction. So, okay, you know what? Let's listen to this thing again so you can know the vocabulary and the grammar that they are using. All right, listen closely.
We're now learning more about a woman. She was found dead along Alligator Alley on Wednesday. Her grandmother now speaking with Local 10, saying that she was a victim of human trafficking. Local 10's Roy Ramos is live in Deerfield Beach with an update on that story. Roy?
Christy, this grandmother does not deny that her granddaughter did have issues. She abused drugs. She was in and out of rehab. And when she was in that rehab program, it wasn't for long. But it wasn't always like that. And she believes more could have been done to save her.
Now, the key word here is victim. Okay, she's a victim of human trafficking. Back in the 80s, well, in the 70s when we had the heroin plague, and back in the 80s during the crack epidemic in the 90s and 2000 till now, they never used the word victim. Our people weren't the victim. And they never heard of the term human trafficking. This term is a recent term. Let me see. It's a term they've been using recently. Human trafficking term. I'm in a trafficking. That's not what that is.
According to United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, human trafficking is the recruitment, transportation, transfer, harboring or receipt of people through force, fraud or deception, with the aim of exploiting them for profit. Men, women, and children of all ages and from all backgrounds can become victims of this.
Human trafficking. Let me see. Boy, I forgot how to do the research. Okay. Andrew Tate. Those guys that go live online and always talk about how big they are, how much money that they have, and you never know how they make those money. The term, when did we start using the term human trafficking?
1904. According to Cambridge University Press and Assessment, the 1904 International Agreement for the Suppression of White...
What? For the suppression of what? Did you say? For the suppression of white slave traffic. Let's listen to this. Let's ask the question again. When did we start using the term human trafficking?
1904. According to Cambridge University Press and Assessment, the 1904 International Agreement for the Suppression of White Slave Traffic cubed and the 1910 Convention on White Slave Traffic to the Power of Four both use the term trafficking to denote the cross-border movement of white women and girls by force, deceit or drugs for the purposes of commercial sexual exploitation.
Thank you. This is gold. See, when you hear them using the word human trafficking, they are talking about white slave. They are talking about their people, okay? All right. White slave. There's a movie called White Slave, okay? White slave prostitution. The malls and stuff like that. And okay, anyway, so when you hear those people using the term human trafficking, they are talking about their people. They are victim. Anything have to do sexual, they got found out, they got busted. Oh, well, this is human trafficking. But anyway, so concerning this term, in the 80s, 70s, you never really, rarely, most of the time, you never heard that term, human trafficking. The term you heard was black on black crime. The term you hear was tough on crime. The term that you used to hear was it's build more prison. Okay, we need to vote more. We need to do this more. Pull yourself by the bootstrap. You never heard the term human trafficking because it's not like our people weren't trafficking still this day, but it wasn't affecting them as much. It was affecting us. So now what they do when they check the statistic of human trafficking, so to speak, which is all about them, it become a big deal. That's why the so-called conspiracy theories brought a bunch of celebrity into this thing. A lot of people that have nothing to do with that. Most of the so-called human trafficking are not being done with celebrities. They are way too careful and way too rich for things like that. They don't do what you're thinking like they are doing human trafficking like that. That's not what that is. That's not how it works. Most of those things are in a poor, backwarded, trailer trash white neighborhood. Okay, most of these things are those people that are on drugs that are selling their children, and then now you know where the drug epidemic coming from. It's from them. When it's us, you never heard any term like this. It's always like those people. We need to take their children to give it to social whatever that place name, wherever you at. If it's like Department of Children's Services, wherever, they were snatching our children and trafficking them. Oh, the mother is on drug. He can't stay with the children. The father is in prison and stuff. We have to take the child and stuff. They were doing it legally, but when it comes to them, well, human trafficking, they are victim now. They are victim. Well, I will admit that my granddaughter used and abused drug. Well, she should be in jail for life. She should have been behind bar for life. She should have been behind bar for at least 20, 30 years. At least she would still be alive. If she was in jail for like 5, 10 years, if the so-called the justice system was hard upon her, like they were, well, still upon us, she would have been alive. Nah, she got a slap in the wrist. She went to that rehab. She doesn't want to be there. She abused drug all the time. Next thing you know, she's a victim of human trafficking. So you think like, let me tell you certain things work, man. See, the street has its own codes, its own law. When you're on the street, son, you don't go after people you don't force people to do anything in the street. If you force somebody to do anything related to baking, that means that person either owe you, two, that person is either on drugs or that person willingly want to do this. You don't break into people's house, you kidnap them, and then you force them into this thing. This isn't China, man. This isn't India. You know, in China, the ratio of sausage and cookies out of whack. Yeah. Every 10 people that you met, 1 woman, 9 dudes. You go to China, every single day they have a sausage festival. That's all they have over there in China. This isn't China, man. You don't go in people's houses, you kidnap them and then traffic them or sell their wife, and things like that. No. Over here, you go in the street and you will find drug addicts that have children, or they want to sell themselves and for drugs and stuff. And most of the time, those people are those people. And then when things like that happen, oh, we are the victim now. We are victim of this. More could have been done. More could have been done to save my daughter, my granddaughter. But when it was us, everybody turned a blind eye. People like, hey, I'm working my tax dollar. I wanted to go into prison to build and keep those people away from me and my people and my children. And this is what happened.
Wouldn't that be a horrible way to find out that your granddaughter or daughter is dead? And it was Ivy.
How old was she?
It was my granddaughter.
Grandmother Barbara Leckler heartbroken after learning the woman's body found along Alligator Alley Wednesday morning was that of her 20-year-old granddaughter, Ivy Marie Bedell.
20-year-old, she probably was born in 2002. She was born after the 1980s. Okay, she didn't even know anything. She's not one of those called crack babies, okay? Anybody that were born in the 80s and 90s, they are labeled as crack babies. Whatever your mother didn't smoke or do crack, you black, you a crack baby. And you're going to be a problem. You're going to be like so much problem in the future. And then those things that were predicted didn't happen. Not only didn't happen to us, but it did happen to them. You got a 22-year-old woman, okay, being no more because of what her grandmother and her grandmother and her associate in 83 was doing to us in the 80s and the 90s, of course in the 70s too.
Fun, outgoing, but very depressed. You could see that side.
Barbara claims Ivy was the victim of sex trafficking since the early age of just 14 years old. Since her early teens, she'd been in and out of rehab for severe drug abuse. These pictures showing what she looked like before, this drastic change when she was using.
She had substance abuse issues because she wanted to self-medicate. She was a serious cutter.
Barbara said her worry was that
What she saying? Let me hear that. I think let me get this what she said in here. What she say?
She wanted to self-medicate. She was a serious cutter.
Barbara said her worry was that Ivy would be the victim of murder. She claims her granddaughter received death threats through social media that read, "Wait till I find you. You're gonna die." What's frustrating to this grandmother is she believes the legal system failed her granddaughter by preventing a death she knew would happen.
And I told the police she was going to be killed. I gave them 4 warnings. I gave them information. I gave them everything one can give someone.
That's exactly what our people did. We told you. We told the police. They don't care. They don't care. Is she Ukrainian? Is she from Ukraine? No? Well, then I don't give a crap. Is she a Russian lady? No. I don't care. Do you want her to be killed with the police? Is she black? No. Well, why'd you call us for? What? She's not Ukrainian. She's not Russian. She's not black. We could have go after her and then do stuff unto her and then say the stuff was already done unto her. But please don't call us. That's what those guys do. You give them everything. You give information and stuff. They won't do it. That is why if you're in the nation, something like that happened to you, you don't contact those dudes. You're handling business yourself.
System wrecked.
Okay, now all of a sudden, suddenly the system is wrecked. Is that what she said? Because I don't quite sure I get her words. All right, let's go.
What happened?
And I told the police she was going to be killed. I gave them 4 warnings. I gave them information. I gave them everything one can give someone. The system wrecked my granddaughter.
Oh, the system wrecked her granddaughter. Hey, that's what that is, man. When we told you, people that the system wrecked our people, man. It took our lives and imprisoned our men, devastated our women. Okay, those are the white women back in okay, this grandmother right here. Those are the white women with the feminist movement back in the 70s that contaminated our sisters. Okay, those are the people that came in and see our young sisters fighting along our side, and then they came to say, "Oh, girl, what are you doing with him?" Because they were sent. All of them, they had husband, they had cars, they got everything because everything was provided to them. And then they went to a woman and say, "Look at me. I have my own job. I'm a doctor. I'm this, I'm that. I have my own place. I don't need no man. You don't need man." Remember, men, they always on top of you. They always say, "You can do anything. All you need to get a good career and all that and stuff." Remember how men enslave us and stuff like that, as if those white women were enslaved with our people. And they divide our people. Okay, all right. They like, "Oh, girl, come in my job. I will give you a job." They give you a job where they're working. They are making $500,000 a year. It shows that they are making like 20,000, and then you are making like 10,000. And then they're like, "If you work more, you're going to make like 20,000 like me in a few years. You're gonna get promoted." And you work all your life against your own men. Those were the people. Those were the people that come and mastermind this nonsense, and then the whole feminist movement destroy. Now, if you can see it, not only this thing destroy a great portion of our community, it did more destruction into the Gentiles community. Yeah, well, right now they want to call it toxic masculinity, or there is no more men anymore. Support the tribe and all that. Like I told Negroes, I ain't in no damn tribe with any other men. Not only I don't take any pill. I don't take no red pill, no blue pill, no black pill, none of those pills. I don't need to know one of those nonsense. I created my own matrix. I don't need to get, I wasn't in your matrix anyway, you know. Well, I got out of your matrix. Anyway, now I'm building my own. Those were the people that did all those things to us, and then now coming back onto them. Now you look at the 83 houses destroyed. Mother is in drugs, father on the drugs, father is in prison, mother in the prison, both of them on drugs. Or when you look at the home is empty, everybody dial 988. That's what you did. You came up with this. That's what that is. Keep on moving. All right?
Someone, the system wrecked my granddaughter.
A young woman right there, man.
And your heart really does go out to that grandmother right there. I can tell you that I did reach out to the Broward Sheriff's Office, and they tell me they investigated every allegation from that grandmother to the fullest extent. In the end, the medical examiner would find that there is no foul play. However, the investigation into what caused Ivy's death continues.
All right, this is what happened. Let Alligator Alley, Florida. Okay.
According to CBS News, Alligator Alley, a death investigation is underway after the body of a woman was found along Alligator Alley Wednesday morning near mile marker 42. Investigators identified the woman as Ivy Bedell, 20, and said Thursday that the cause of death is pending toxicology results, but there were no signs of foul play.
Anyway, Alligator Alley is known as Death Alley, okay? Let me see. Alligator Alley, a.k.a. Death Alley. No, not Death Valley. Death Valley. Okay, what is another name for Alligator Alley? Well, Everglades. But anyway, it is known in the hood as the Death Valley, right? Because you go to Alligator Alley. I watched a movie which take place, well, anyway, I watched a script which take place in Alligator Alley. Okay, well, one of the main places is in Alligator Alley. That's why they always drop the people, and the alligators will eat them. That's one of the main theme of the story that I was telling. You know, it's the three guys that went to a party. They hired a stripper, and then the stripper got on the table. She was dancing. And then she was doing drugs. She was smoking crack, smoking coke, and then her nose bleed, and then the mucus that came out of her nose fell on the table, and she was dancing on the table for the guy. She slipped and fell. She snapped her neck, and she died. And the guys didn't want to call the police because the drugs was in there, and then they took her body, and then they go drop her in Alligator Alley because it's a story. So when they say like, okay, no foul play, this is what happened. She's on drugs. She does drugs all the time. She did some drugs. She overdosed, and they drop her over there. That's what it is. There's no foul play. That means they just drop her over there. She probably was in the house. They didn't want to call her. They just drop her over somewhere, and then they find her. That's what that is, man. Anyway, this is copyrighted by Brother Big Levi. Please stop swagger jacking me. That's right. I'm looking at you, scumbag bucktooth Mr. Stone. May you go straight to hell. All right.
Just heart-wrenching.
A lot of people know the family, and so, you know, we've all been really hit by this hard.
Tonight, a community in a daze, searching for answers after investigators say a father opened fire, killing his 5 children, his wife, mother-in-law, before then turning the gun on himself.
It's an act of violence that has shaken this very close-knit community in Enoch to its core, and many now are trying to figure out what comes next.
It's not too often something like this hits very close to home.
As the investigation continues tonight, we are slowly learning more about the family killed as we hear from members of the community who are around them almost every single day.
We have team coverage tonight on the impacts of this violence. How will parents talk to their kids about?
Now, is that the family right here? How long we are into this thing? I got a meeting at 5. Oh boy. It's 1 hour and 26 minutes. It's 4:38. Anyway, okay, that's the mother and wife. Okay, that's the wife and husband. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 kids, 2 boys and 3 girls. Let me enlarge this. All right. A family of 7 beautiful people. Little owl here, cute little owl. You know, those are your typical American family. That's the the daughter over there, and the children. They all smile. The wife proud. The husband proudly have the kids with him. They look happy. Why would you ever think something bad going on over there? Because they got the smile and stuff. They are in nature, most likely. Oh, I believe they are Mormon. Is he a Mormon pastor? Anyway, let's keep on moving to this thing. But they look normal. They look happy. At least that's what I'm seeing. There's nothing out of the ordinary right here.
About what happened to their classmates and what can be done to help the first responders who had to see the scene firsthand.
Yeah, we're going to start things off with a breakdown of what we know right now as we hear from city leaders for the very first time. News specialist Lauren Steinbrecher live now in Enoch with the latest. Lauren?
Yeah, Mike and Debbie. So investigators.
Again, Mike and Debbie. Okay, I think we went over this in the live, but Michael and Deborah, the judge, Michael is with the judge judging this nonsense. All right, let's keep on moving.
Still have this area around the home roped off. You can see that memorial is growing kind of in front of that crime scene tape as this community tries to grapple with what happened. A community in complete sadness.
The Hates were my neighbors.
And disbelief.
The youngest children played in my yard with my sons.
Even the mayor of Enoch is grasping to comprehend how an entire family in their close-knit community, active in church, known to everyone around them, is gone.
So they were church members, I believe the Church of Latter-day Saints anyway. So this thing happened in Enoch, okay, the town of Enoch, all right? And we're not making this up. The other one happened in Goshen, this one happened in Enoch, okay? Those are the people that... There's a group of Hebrew that raised the so-called Amish and those Mormons above anything else because they live apart. Because the idea of living off grid is just so godly. They are so separate. They are so good with nature and stuff like that. The Amish, like, they are people because they don't have television, they don't have electricity. Apparently all those things are the devil's invention. Television or electricity is so bad. Electricity is the devil invention. Metal is the devil invention. Don't touch any of it. You know, when we know the entire world is electromagnetic, which is from electricity, which is a version of fire. Every fire is electric. If fire is your element, electric is yours. Water, every water is magnetism. If water is your element, is therefore magnet. You can attract people, things with water. You can literally do experiment with water, and on every Levana, okay, you attract whatever that you want with a bowl of water or whatever water that you supercharge with the moon. You can do all those things. But no, they are the devil stuff, so we don't need to mess with them. We're just going to avoid cell phones and things like that because they are the devil invention. We live in our own bubble. We live in our church. We'll have a great family. We will be happy until reality hits you, until the blessing dried up, until when you're in that tight community, excuse me, that tight-knit community, you realize that you ain't got no more land. They evicted you. Your money's gone. You lost your job. Then you're like, no way. I'm taking everybody with me. Until.
This is a tremendous blow to many, many families.
Enoch City believes the husband and father, Michael Haight, shot and killed his wife, Tasha.
The name of the husband is Michael Haight. Is that what that is? Is that what? Let's get the name, because people think we are making this up. We are not. Where are we? All right, hang on. Husband shot and killed wife and 6 children in Utah. 5 children? 5 children. Okay. Let's see. What's his name? Enoch Police Chief Jackson Amis or Amis. What, 42-year-old man? Okay, what's his name? We want to know the name of the fellow. Okay. It's one of the fastest growing area in the country. New homes are made up of large families that belong, like most of Utah, to the Church of Christ of Latter-day, the Mormon Church. Enoch City manager. Okay, where's the dude name, man? Give me his name. There we go. Okay, there you go. Michael Haight. Haight? What does that mean? I thought it was Michael the Hateful Eight. Ah, boy. Definition, meaning? Oh, meaning. From Old English, height or topography, synonym of someone who lives at the top of the hill. Ah, okay, the one who lives in the cleft of the rock. All right, Michael is getting the fellow that has inhabited in habitation in the cleft of the rock. Ah, there we go. That's better. Okay, Tasha, 40. She was 40 years old. How was the husband? Okay, happened on December 21st. Not quite sure, but anyway, let's keep on going.
Mother-in-law Gail Earl and his 5 kids, a 17-year-old girl, 12-year-old girl, 7-year-old twins, boy and girl, and 4-year-old boy, before he died by suicide. People had seen the family just the night before on Tuesday.
The daughter and the mother were at a church activity the night before.
But on Wednesday,
someone with whom Tasha had an appointment yesterday morning called and reported that she had missed the appointment and requested a law enforcement conduct a welfare check.
A few hours later, the city says Cedar City police received a missing persons report about Michael from his office in Cedar City. They would then find out Tasha filed for divorce 2 weeks ago. An urgent check on their house led to the grisly discovery. Police say they already know this family and have responded to this home.
Yeah, we had been involved in some investigations with the family a couple years prior.
Right now, they can't say what that investigation was for.
All right, let me, this is gonna turn out, let's do a little talk, which is gonna, let's call it what it is. Let's do a little gossip here. Okay, I don't like doing this, but because of this thing that we are doing here, let's there we go. Let's tell you what happened here. See, this movie, it's called, I recommend this movie, it's on Hulu. Hatching Hulu. No, I didn't say watching Hulu. Anyway, all right. There we go. Hatching Hulu. Okay, great movie. It's a great movie. I don't know why they give it 3 stars, but it's a 5-star movie. All right, people don't understand this movie. Okay, this is the movie. It's on Hulu. It's called Hatching, but it's a Finnish movie. It's called Pahanua Tugoja. It's a Finnish movie. Okay, it's a family in Finland. Okay, a daughter, a brother, a husband, and wife. It's a great movie. I highly recommend this movie. All right, so that's the. It's a scary movie though, but it's not that scary. They watch it not for the scary part. It's a great movie. All right. In this movie, the story goes: this little girl find a little egg, and then he put it inside of a teddy bear. Some stuff happened, and I'm not going to, to spoil it for you. But the main story of this movie, this movie was made for me. Okay. This movie was made for me, and it was made by a woman. Is that what that is? Who's the woman that directed this movie? It was directed by let me see who made this movie. I think she wouldn't direct it. Great movie though. Anna Bergond. Okay, she wrote it. The story was by somebody else. Okay. She's a Finnish woman, okay? Is that what that is? Hanna Bergholm is a Finnish film director. She has graduated in 2009, but whatever. So she's a Finnish woman, okay? She made this movie, well made. And if you watch this movie, and then you know a lot of those things, those people are highly influenced by us, okay? I'll call this movie the 1000 monkey experiment, okay? Or whatever experiment, the monkey experiment. That's what I call it. What happened in this family, when you look at the relationship between the mother and the father, okay, this is exactly what's going on here, except those people are not Finnish. They are American. They were living on a beautiful, let me go ahead and close this. Okay, please, brethren, do not email me and call me, ask me for the name of the movie. You just watch it. It's right there. Just watch the video and see it again. Okay, you can watch it pretty much anywhere, but I believe it's on Hulu. See, when you have a family, just like in the movie, they live in an isolated place, beautiful house, nice land, great family and stuff, and then they were completely disconnected from the world. They had the complete stuff. Anyway, I'm not going to spoil the movie, but what's going on here is pretty much the same thing in the movie. You see, in Finland, the mother did not ask for divorce, and she know she could not divorce the man because she know she could not find another better man than this man that she had financially. We gotta keep it right there. Okay, this is serious. Most Gentiles women in the West over here will divorce the husband in a heartbeat because the husband cannot make enough money. But if the husband can make enough money, they will never divorce him. They will just go ahead out there and do what they need to do to taking care of certain women, to taking care of the womanness, so to speak. They will not divorce it because the husband still can make the money, just like in the movie. However, over there in Utah, I'm just assuming, gossiping about what happened. When you are disconnected from the world, and unless you are living under the blessing, and you do not have the same capability, the same capacity to taking care of your family. You see, as a man, once certain things are not doing too well on the financing side, you see, the body won't do too well. Relationship and the family won't do too well. Only us men have this problem. You see, if our bodies are in agreement with us, we cannot perform. If we have any disease, we cannot perform. Women, what happened to them, they can still perform. They don't need to be in the mood or anything like that. They can still perform. But we men, we have to get up. We have to stand up. Certain things that happen to you as a man, it paralyzes you. Especially when this thing is mental. A lot of problem that happen to us men. We think it's okay. Well, my third leg is flimsy. This thing don't usually get up before me in the morning, but now it doesn't want to stand up. It has nothing to do with diabetes, high blood pressure, anything like that. It's fully mental. Because as women, we are directly linked to our wing, whether you want it or not. It's something that we base our life on it. We measure it with we tie that thing up to anything. Okay? Just like we tied it up our height to anything. Okay? Just like women tied up their weight onto anything, which women, we don't really care about weight, but we care about, our 11th finger, so to speak. We really great care about that third leg because it's connected. That thing has a brain on its own, okay? Sometimes you can hear men say, I don't know what I was thinking after the great deed is done. And then you find out she was your close cousin. Like the hillbilly said, you are a redneck if your wife is also your cousin. Now, again, brethren, you ask yourself what I was doing, because what I was thinking, you weren't thinking. He was thinking. This thing has a mind on his own. I don't know about the women. If the woman is aroused, she's standing right in front of you, you won't see it. You got to be an expert to say, oh, wait a minute. Something is going on here. I don't smell the baking yet. I don't smell the cookie, but I'm pretty sure I can see the heat wave coming out of that oven. The oven is pretty much preheated to 400 degrees. You can see that if you're an expert. But most of the time you won't know this. You see, we as men, the moment we stand up, the moment this thing is up, we stand up, we're in trouble. That is if you don't have anything mental. If mentally you are not fit, if mentally you're not strong, therefore it won't work. And then when it's not working, because you are not working, you lost your job, or you're not making the amount of money that you used to, you're not happy. This thing won't work, she will notice. If you're making money, it doesn't work, she doesn't care. Now I'm talking about this woman right there. I'm talking about that woman that happened over there. She doesn't care. You make the money, the kids are being taken off, the house is good. Nope. The moment that thing is not working, and you are not working, you are not making the money that you are supposed to make, I'm leaving. I'm leaving you. I'm filing for divorce. But we're Mormon. We don't do that. I don't give a crap. I'm leaving. Wait a minute. You are leaving me? How dare you? I thought we signed this paper that say for better or for worse. Well, it was better. Well, you got worse now. I ain't gonna stay. I'm leaving. Well, I own you and the kids, and I ain't gonna let you leave. When thing was good, you were there. When thing is bad, you're supposed to be there. If you want to leave, I'm taking you and the kids. That's what happened here. Of course, they will try to cover this thing saying, well, you know, we come here 2-3 years ago, a year ago, but the dog, you know, missing, the kids wasn't behaving. No, that's not what that is, man. If you come here a year or two ago, you come around like 2020 when the blessing was over, damn it. Great glory goes to the mighty one, man. You come when those people were losing their freaking mind. Till this day, they're losing it. See, when the money is not coming, their women won't stay. They're not like our women. They won't stay. They're like, I'm fighting for divorce, man. I'm leaving you, and you can keep the kids, or I can use the kids against you because they're a weapon in the court system. And then they will leave. That's what happened here. That has nothing to do. Watch the movie for those of you that can watch it. Watch the relationship between the daughter, the mother, the father, and a third party.
As this investigation continues in a community reeling and in shock.
We do know that they were our friends, they were our neighbors, and that we loved them.
Yeah, and Tasha's mom, Gail, we're told had been staying at the house to kind of help out while this divorce process was starting. Another thing that I learned tonight, Michael was employed with Allstate Insurance. He was an insurance agent in Cedar City. Allstate confirmed with me this evening that he was no longer employed there.
He got fired. He lost the money. The moment you lost the money, she's leaving you. That's what Gentiles woman does. They with you for your money, point blank, period. That's why a lot of rappers and all the other guys, you know, think like, oh, I got this woman. She haven't hit the wall yet. She's a high maintenance, high value. They're proud, speaking proudly. I laugh at them. What? This woman is with you for your high value. You think you're gonna stay high value forever? Give me one name that you know that stay high value forever. The moment your value drop, they drop you, man. They drop you. And certain men out there like, yo, you ain't gonna leave me, man. You know what I did to get this job? You know, Allstate fired me and stuff like that. You're going to leave?
When this was happening, so I'm really not sure how recent that was, Mike and Debbie.
Okay, Mike and Debbie. Not only this dude name is Mike, the guy that caused the stuff is Mike. Anyway, Michael is in the midst, okay? There's no doubt about that. But, beloved, what I want to point out here is to say, like, anybody that you're out there, you're in a relationship, the moment she said, I'm gonna kill you, or he said, I am going to kill you, they will kill you. It's not something that's gonna happen like, oh, she was in the moment, he was in the moment, she was angry, No, he will. Not this time, man. He will. See, the blessing is over. Those people, there's nothing they can do about that. Oh boy, it's already 4:58. All right, let's put this. Let's finish this for 2 hours. Boy, and then let's go really fast into those things so I can go ahead into the meeting. I gotta call the person. All right, let's go do this.
He was shot and killed by police on his own porch.
Happy birthday.
33-year-old Raj Munasinghe was a restaurant consultant in Austin, Texas.
Now, this fellow right here, I'll give this the benefit of the doubt because he's in Texas, and we know Texas, of course, man. We got people living down there, and it is customary to wear the cowboy hat. We'll give that the benefit of the doubt, but there are certain mannerisms, certain things, you can say certain stuff. Let's watch the video to see. He could be an actual one, but all right, then let's keep on moving.
Consultant in Austin, Texas. Surveillance video shows him outside his home with a gun. He apparently was afraid bad guys had broken in to rob him.
You want this?
A witness called 911.
There's a guy approached me earlier today saying that he saw two suspicious people earlier. He is currently running around outside with, I believe, a rifle. He's standing in the doorway of his house. He almost seems to be scared of something inside of his home. Oh, he just fired.
He fired out to the street?
He fired into his home. The police are here. He fired again.
You can see a police car pull up. Body cam footage captures the moment gunfire rings out.
Draw the gun!
The shooting is caught on the 911 call, too.
Oh, I hear it.
Then these haunting final words.
There you go. I knew this. I knew. Well, he's not wearing the cowboy hat, but I knew this. I knew this. I knew the moment I saw this fellow. He had this cowboy hat on his head. He was hiding certain hairstyle, but also a lifestyle. But anyway, Reggie, let us keep on going to this thing.
From the shot man.
Show us your hands, do it now! It wasn't me!
Manasseh was pronounced dead at the hospital. We spoke to his grieving brother, Johan.
They yell, drop your gun, and don't give Raj any time.
Draw the gun!
Well, that's exactly what happened. There you go. Let's listen to, of course, they're going to have to put somebody that look like us and make sure this fellow right here, he's one of us. But Big Levi is one of us. Why? Because there's a black woman that come over there and say some stuff. Let's hear what she has to say.
Anytime.
Draw the gun!
All right.
We also spoke to retired LAPD officer Cheryl Dorsey, who analyzed the video.
They don't know what's going on inside of the house. Do you have a hostage? Do you have someone who's injured? And so you see someone with a weapon, you want to neutralize that problem.
All right, that's true, sister.
The police
Thank
union
you.
representing the
Thank
cops
you.
say, while this event is a tragedy, the officer followed his training,
Follow the
in
training,
an effort to protect
lives. Yes. All right, that's what that is, man. Hey, the sister was all right. Usually they have those people over there that will say something, and stuff like that. Now, those people are Elamites, okay? Those are Elamites. He's a tech millionaire, okay? Police fatally shoot. When did this happen? 2 weeks ago? Police shoot tech millionaire in his home, okay? In his own home. All right? So Brethren, listen. There was somebody in his house. To us, there was, but to the police or anybody there or the neighbor, they think he's crazy. You see, all those, the so-called 83, whether they were millionaires and billionaires, okay? Apparently, that guy was supposed to be one of those so-called the elite. Those are the elite was supposed to rule the world, the millionaire, billionaire, Bill Gates or whatever. You have this millionaire dude, okay? He's a tech millionaire, one of those Elamite fellows, so to speak, East Indian guy. There was someone in his house because he can see it. They can see it, okay? There was a plague over there. This guy went over there, fired 2 shots in there. The moment he turned around, he kind of looked like us. That's why the cop put him down. He kind of looked like us. The moment he turned around, the cop said, "Drop your gun!" Bang, 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 because he had a rifle. So that's the thing to the Blue Lives Matter, man. This guy, they have to protect themselves. Okay, all right.
These haunting final words from the shot man.
Show us your hands, do it now! It wasn't me!
Manasseh was pronounced dead at the hospital. We spoke to his grieving brother, Johan.
Okay, so that's what that is. Drop the weapon. Bam, 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 bam. When things like that happen to us, you should have dropped the weapon. When it happened to you, the cop shouldn't shoot. He shouldn't shot my brother or me or whatever. You didn't drop the weapon. That's what that is. But anyway, brethren, let us keep on moving. How long we are into this thing right here? Oh, good grief. All right, let's go into the next one. Let's move fast.
The Atlantic County Prosecutor's Office has now charged a woman with murder in the death of her husband. Investigators say 51-year-old Mary Lou Wigglesworth of Mays Landing shot and killed her husband on Christmas Day.
It's a hard
it happened
51
just before
right
10:30 last night. 57-year-old David Wigglesworth was found with a gunshot wound.
Okay, the husband is 57. You know what to do. What happened?
Inside this home in the 5200 block of Mays Landing, Summers Point Road.
5200 Black.
In Hamilton Township. He was pronounced dead there at the scene. Police say their investigation is still underway.
All right, then. Good. Let's keep on moving.
A Metro family mourning the unexpected death of a college student found dead in his dorm room.
20-year-old Noah Morris was discovered in his room at Oklahoma State this past weekend.
His fellow name is Noah. That's a nice pink suit right there. Very masculine now.
Father posted on Facebook, of course they're heartbroken, saying that Noah was a quirky kid whose life was perfect despite his diagnosis of Addison's. The university says foul play is not suspected here. Noah's celebration of life services are set for Thursday. A GoFundMe page has been set up to help the family cover funeral costs.
Okay, again, they just find him dead, brethren. Okay, no foul play. That woman they find in the alley, no foul play. This fellow, no foul play. That woman, no foul play. The 4 women in Massachusetts, no foul play. They just find him dead. That's all. Let's keep on moving.
Popular TikTok personality Cooper Noriega died in June. Now authorities have released the cause of death for the 19-year-old. According to the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner.
The fellow was 19, 1 + 9 = you know what. And then he has this tattoo in his hand right there. 2 + 8, you know what. Let's keep on moving.
Coroner, Noriega died in an LA parking lot as a result of an accidental drug overdose. The quote, combined effects of alprazolam, fentanyl, and lorazepam. Alprazolam is better known by its brand name Xanax. It's a tranquilizer taken for anxiety and panic disorders. Lorazepam is sold under the brand name Ativan. It too is used to treat anxiety. And fentanyl, which has garnered a lot of negative press of late, is a synthetic opioid used to treat pain. Just hours before his death from the lethal cocktail, Noriega posted a message to his 1.7 million followers, in which he admitted he was thinking about dying young. He'd also recently reached out to fans to discuss mental health and addiction, claiming he'd been dealing with substance abuse since he was 9 years old.
Okay, he was 9, 19, to 28, destruction, it's all over. Let's keep on moving, brethren. They're all dropping like flies. Okay, what is this?
Also breaking in Montgomery County, a tragic double murder.
Police announced the arrest of a woman who they say shot and killed her parents and dismembered their bodies.
Our Joe Holden is live in Norristown. Joe?
What's going on, Joe?
Yeah, Jessica and Yuki, a tough day here in Montgomery County from one end to the other. To Abington Township, where earlier police revealed that a woman, a 49-year-old woman identified as Verity Beck, held a pillow over her mother and her father's heads and then shot them one time. The details of this story are graphic. It is alleged the newspapers were piling up at the door as Verity Beck allegedly used a chainsaw to dismember her parents' remains and conceal her actions.
Okay, it took a special monster to do things like that, man. Crazy.
Moments ago, Montgomery County prosecutors announced first-degree murder charges now filed against a 49-year-old woman by the name of Verity Beck, accused of shooting her mother and father, Miriam and Reed Beck, inside their Beverly Road home in Abington Township. Crazy. It is alleged Beck first shot, then attempted to conceal the crime by dismembering her parents' remains.
This is somebody that is dismembering, her mother and father, and and putting body parts in trash cans. So clearly, she's trying to get rid of the evidence.
The elderly couple's son called police and asked them to check on his parents. Just after midnight, officers arrived and noticed an odor inside the home. Two .38 caliber handguns were also located inside with spent shell casings. The question remaining, why?
What I'm here to tell you is just a horrible, tragic situation where a 73-year-old and 72-year-old were...
73-year-old, 72. You know what to do. You know what to do. A 73 and a 72. You know what to do, and you know what happened here. Since we're running out of time, let's keep on moving.
That is big. That is big fish. I see why they call it big fish. It actually looks
looks crispy.
An influencer known for his food posts has died. TikToker Waffler69, whose real name was Taylor, passed away according to a video made by Clayton, who says he's Taylor's brother.
I thought I should get on TikTok and let everybody know from a presumed heart attack. He was rushed to the hospital, and I want to say like an hour and a half later, he passed away.
Taylor, who was from Louisiana, had filmed himself trying so many unique foods for his fan base.
Beverage-based orange type 3.
Okay, those guys, there are plenty of them that do that mukbang thing, and they think it's cute to eat a bunch of those things, man, a bunch of unhealthy food. Listen, man, I'm a fat guy, man, and I don't like those things, and I don't promote those stuff. Damn it, I love food not above all. There are certain other things, Big Leaf, I love, but food is in the midst of that. They're concerning of other things. Yeah, I love this because, of course, this is natural to me. I was created like that. I love this. I love food, but I would not indulge myself in just like the other stuff. I don't go around and then, digging out of the freaking landfill and go to like those freaking dumpsters and find out if I can find anything like that, the sewer and the septic thing, and find those stuff. That's like, I don't do those things. I don't eat all those nonsense, man. They'll clog up your artery and stuff like that, and then you'll die, man. You'll die. And then those guys are dropping. Those TikTok fans, they're dropping, man. That mukbang stuff, All right, let's get a little something here. Let me see. Boy, I did say I was going to stop here. Three squeaks meal. There you go. Okay. All right, the 3 squeak meal. All right, eating live mice, world cruise dining experience. Okay, 6 years ago. This thing's still going on here. Live mouse, Chinese dishes. Okay, you're eating like live rats. Okay, little baby rats. You cook them and frog. You eat them. Okay. Rats, those women cook, fried right and simple recipe with mango sauce in my village. They do that. I don't condemn them. They eat cook rat, dogs, snakes, frogs, bats, and more rats. Yeah, mukbang, man. They do that. I know the seniors, they don't know those things that's going on TikTok, man. Certain things you see on TikTok and Instagram, man. That's why I get off those things. Yo, man, what the hell, man? Certain things, I'm like, I'm not about that life, man. I don't want to vibrate it in the low frequency. But anyway, let's keep on moving with this thing, man.
Type 3. Oh, that's not type 3. That's not type 3. That Ancient Orange. This is the orangest Kool-Aid I have ever seen. This is that Tang. This is that astronaut juice.
On TikTok, he amassed 1.8 million followers. His last video was about a massive Fruit Loop dipped in milk.
I got y'all. I'm gonna put this Fruit Loop in some milk.
His brother hopes people will still watch his videos.
Please keep his legacy alive. Watch his content that he does have out. Keep him alive.
Well, he isn't.
New Zealand's Prime Minister is stepping down.
I know what this job takes, and I know that I no longer have enough in the tank to do it justice.
Yeah, right.
It's that simple.
Jacinda Ardern, the Prime Minister of New Zealand since 2017, is resigning from office. With emotion in her voice, she told the press that she would not be seeking re-election.
Of course.
This has been the most fulfilling 5.5 years of my life, but it has also had its challenges.
During Ardern's first term as Prime Minister, an extremist carried out a mass shooting at the Christchurch Mosque. Less than 1 month later, the New Zealand Parliament passed a law that banned most semi-automatic weapons and assault rifles.
Oh boy.
When the COVID-19 pandemic began in March 2020, Ardern said New Zealand would have the widest ranging and toughest border restrictions of any country in the world. Ardern was the second head of government to to give birth while in office. The struggles of parenthood made the 42-year-old relatable to many, like when her daughter interrupted a Facebook Live.
But you'll see that greater certainty for business. You're meant to be in bed, darling. It's bedtime, darling. Pop back to bed. I'll come and see you in a second.
In her resignation speech, Ardern said the cumulative challenges her team has faced has taken its toll.
I know there will be much discussion in the aftermath of this decision as to what the so-called real reason was. I can tell you that what I'm sharing today is it. The only interesting angle that you will find is that after going on 6 years of some big challenges, I am human. Politicians are human.
No, they're
we
not.
give all that we can for as long as we can.
No, that's not what that is. You see, Gentiles don't like challenge. They don't like confrontation. They don't like anything that mess with them. They don't like inconveniency, so to speak. I want this job. I want to spend 6 years sitting on my butt doing whatever the hell I want to do and then blame the stuff on the lower people that below me and lording over them. You know, a mass MS happened on my watch, a bunch of nonsense, that jabba happened there. Too much stress on me. I can't do this. I don't have enough in the tank for that. Can't deal with stress and things like that. I'm giving up and stuff. No, the blessing is over and stuff. That's what that is. That's not you are human too. When you and your people was doing all those stuff to the native New Zealanders over there, so to speak, you destroyed them. You had that strength. You did all those horrible things unto them, and then now when it comes to you, we are human too. Politicians are not demons.
Inexperienced hikers are getting in over their heads in the great outdoors, and that can lead to disaster.
It's go time.
Okay,
This mom
we did this yesterday. She's no more, okay? She's no more.
That's Elliot and Kim Blair on their wedding day just a year ago. But the ecstatic bride is a widow today. Her 33-year-old husband was found dead at the Mexican resort where they were celebrating their first anniversary. Elliot and Kim are both highly regarded public defenders in Orange County, California. They were staying at this resort hotel in Rosarito, Mexico, just 45 miles south of San Diego. Elliot's body was found at 1:45 a.m. in this walkway on January 14th. Mexican authorities call it an unfortunate accident from a fall from a third-story floor.
Okay, so they say he fall. That's where we're gonna leave this. That guy fall.
She escaped a fire raging through her home, but when she realized her daughter was still trapped inside, she ran back into the flames. Amber Cogliano has more on her ultimate sacrifice.
A devastating inferno sweeps through a family home in a matter of seconds. It happened just before dawn. Dad, William Montanaro, was awakened by the smoke alarm.
All right, William. Okay. All right, then let's keep on moving.
And screamed for his wife and 2 daughters to flee.
Took about 30 to 40 seconds from going from hazy smoke to very thick, dark, black smoke. I had to drop to the ground and crawl.
But when they got outside, 6-year-old Madeline was missing.
I turned around and tried to go back in, and the flames and the smoke was just so intense.
William says he told his wife they should wait for help, but her mother's instincts kicked in. She couldn't leave her little girl behind. And in a remarkable display of courage, she ran back in. 40-year-old Jackie Montanaro, a U.S. Customs and Border Protection officer, was killed.
Okay, 40.
Madeline was also found dead.
Amazing grace. All right, so fire was intense, man. Okay, number 2. So both of them were found dead. You know, crazy. Let's keep on moving.
Sister Andre, the world's oldest person, has died. She was born Lucille Randon in southern France on February 11, 1904, and became known as Sister Andre upon taking religious vows in 1944. On her 117th birthday, Sister Andre said, "It pleased me so much.
I met all those that I loved and thank God for giving them to me. I thank God. There have been 10 Catholic popes and 18 French presidents in Sister Andre's lifetime. She experienced 2 world wars, watching her older brother go off to fight and taking care of widows and orphans during World War II. But it wasn't all hardship. The Catholic nun is said to have enjoyed a glass of wine and a bit of chocolate daily. Having dedicated much of her life to the church, Sister Andre can share the words penned by St. Paul. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith.
Actually, you just begin that race on Saturn. 1 plus 8 equal 10. Let the black judge deal with them. Oh, I almost said that word. Let's keep on moving.
For the first time, we are hearing the death.
Okay, we watch this. We watch this. Let's keep on moving. 54 years old. All right then.
She was the heir to the best-selling solo artist of all time. But when she collapsed and died of cardiac arrest last Thursday, Lisa Marie Presley was deeply in debt. Lisa Marie had just $95,000 in her bank account and $700,000 in stocks, according to recent court documents filed in connection with her divorce from her 4th husband. She also owed $1.8 million in taxes. So, what happened to all that Elvis money? Lisa Marie inherited the Elvis estate in 1993 when she turned 25. It was worth an estimated $100 million, but 2 decades later, it was mostly gone.
Mostly gone? What? $100 million, you only have like $200,000 left, and then it's mostly gone. Okay, all right.
Series of bad investments and real estate deals. She sued her business manager, Barry Siegel, claiming he mismanaged her money by investing in risky ventures, but he countersued, denying the allegations and saying she had squandered her fortune. Lisa Marie did manage to hold on to Graceland, Elvis's Memphis estate, which attracts 500,000 visitors per year, who pay up to $215 admission to tour the king's home, frozen in time on the day he died. Graceland brings in $10 million a year. Lisa Marie's share amounts to $100,000 a month. So what happens to it now?
The income that Graceland generates every year, which is substantial, will flow through to her children, presumably, under her will.
Lisa Marie's death is weighing heavily on the movie Elvis. Star Austin Butler and director Baz Luhrmann appeared somber at the Critics' Choice Awards last night. Just 6 days ago, they were celebrating with Lisa Marie at the Golden Globes. She will be buried at Graceland in the Memorial Garden next to her father and her son.
I have nothing to say about that. Let's keep on moving.
Authorities say their search for a missing 4-year-old is now considered a recovery operation. The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation says it is searching for the remains of Athena Brownfield in Caddo County with the help of other law enforcement agencies. 2 people have been arrested in connection with the case. Ivan Adams and his wife Alicia Adams are both charged with child neglect, while Ivan is charged with murder. According to published reports, in court documents charging Ivan, authorities said that Alicia said Ivan killed Athena on Christmas Day of 2022. OSBI says the couple were responsible for Athena and her 5-year-old sister's care for about a year. On January 10th, Athena's sister was found unsupervised outside of their home by a postal worker who notified police. That's when authorities say they discovered Athena was missing. Ivan Adams was taken into custody in Arizona, where he waived his right to an extradition hearing and will be sent back to Oklahoma. Alicia is in custody in Oklahoma. Investigators say she is related to the children. They also say the children's parents are cooperating with the investigation. For Inside Edition Digital, I'm Mara Munsell.
All right, then. You can see this, beloved. This is Esau's, that was Esau's trouble. We're pretty much done. It's been 2 hours. I was supposed to be at that meeting at 5. I already text. It's all right. So much things going on. Notorious SmackDown location shut down. There was a Denny sign that fell and killed a woman. There are so much things going on, brethren, and I say thank you. Thank you for everyone that helped getting the brand new laptop that we're going to get next week. Thank you for all the brothers and sisters that join us. Thank you. Thank you for all of you that think about the mighty one, the works that he's doing, everything that you saw here, everything that you witnessed here was real. I've done nothing concerning, manipulated the images and the video. Everything was real. I don't pay those people. And brethren, I have to say that. I have to say this for liability. Okay, so those were commentary, beloved. Don't take this too seriously. Your brother Big Levi is doing the best that he can do. We were in hiatus. Now we're good. Everything is doing all right. I'll say fast, pray, repent, repeat. May the King reign forever. Study to show thyself approved. Okay? Remember, be not dismayed. Don't be stupid. The mighty one is not mocked. Whatever a man soweth, that's what you're going to reap. Selah, so be it. I'll see you whenever the mighty one says so.